What is up, Fight Geeks? What episode is it?
19.
19.
2019, the last normal year of our lives. But yeah, guys, we're back.
This
UFC
night,
276 is tonight. I got the
Me-
Izzy shirt. He's got the...
I got the McGregor fight because...
I think McGregor might be stepping in for Cerrone, right? He got hurt. No, I'm kidding, guys.
I think McGregor's coming back.
Yeah,
we see Oliveira. This is actually a topic I'm starting off right off rip, guys. Oliveira said...
He's in Izzy's corner.
He said, I don't want to fight Islam Makhachev. I'd rather fight...
I saw that.
Conor McGregor. And
shout out to MacLife for posting that, but yeah, continue.
He just said today, he said, I see a lot of people are having a lot of problems today. He said, fuck it, give me Islam Makhachev in Brazil. I'm going to beat his ass and then I'm going to call it Khabib. He said that today.
Hell yeah.
So yesterday, he was talking about how like he's picking Conor over Islam, which he said, I want the money. He thinks he deserves it, especially after being finessed by the UFC. Because if you also didn't see, DC in his Hall of Fame speech yesterday, he admitted to cheating in our city. In our city.
Yes. Oh my, I literally am going to post that on my TikTok.
Yeah, so literally, I get it. It was a long time ago, different, and it's kind of funny to admit. I don't think he should have said it during his Hall of Fame speech just because Oliveira got finessed over 0.5 pounds. That was also a title fight, and he was on this, like, on the towel, making himself, like, a pound and a half lighter. So
yeah, that might just be some, who even knows? Because obviously, I feel like that's just the worst possible timing for DC to say that. Especially right after Oliveira just got missed weight.
It's just crazy that he couldn't lose 0.5 pounds. That's like...
I know. But the thing is about that, you're already at your max. You lost. It's hard to lose anymore, you know what I mean? You've already depleted of everything.
He wasn't losing that fight after losing weight. After getting his title stripped. But one of what's crazy is... So, let's say before that fight, when he did get stripped, he had to win 3 to get another title defense, right? So, like, if he would have just made weight, bang, that's his second title defense. Bang, was that his third or second?
He beat Chandler to claim it.
Oh, shit, this is his third. He beat Chandler.
Beat Poirier to defend it, and he just beat Gaethje.
So that's his
second. That would have been his second.
So that would have been his second.
Khabib
was only at 3.
Maybe it was some way to protect Khabib's record because he's going in the Hall of Fame this year.
That's what I was thinking, and because they don't like
how
they never fought as well, so you can't even tell. And what is it? So that would have been Charles Oliveira's third. Let's say he goes on.
No, that would have been
his second. Whatever. That would have been his second. He goes on to fight. Let's say Islam beats him. That would have been his third, and then he fights McGregor. That would have been his fourth title defense. Already defended his belt more than Khabib. But now what has to happen is his next fight. So this didn't even count as anything. Conor has him to fight for the belt. Now he has to fight for the belt, get the belt if he wins. Let's say it's against Islam. He gets the belt against Islam, not a defense.
And 3 more fights.
Still his would be his third title defense. And then he has to beat, let's say it's McGregor. So he has to fight 2 more opponents before he even gets a title defense. And those 2 opponents would have allowed him to beat Khabib. So like if he wins his next 2 fights, I already see him as higher on the GOAT status.
I know.
Than Khabib. Especially because people say losses don't matter.
No, yeah, especially if he just keeps winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, someone who said Charles Oliveira, who hasn't lost. He was a shitter. He tapped. He got knocked out.
Who?
And Oliveira. And now all of a sudden, he's on like a whatever it is, like a 11 or 12 fight win streak, which is crazy. So that.
You want to know what's crazy? Islam's like right behind him with 10 in a row.
You know what else is crazy about all the UFC champions? Most of them came from where they were broke. All the greats you hear about were broke. Floyd Mayweather. This is different, but still, Floyd Mayweather. What's his name?
Conor McGregor broke?
Conor McGregor he was broke. He was a plumber out in Ireland. Didn't really make that much money.
Just like us.
He was 13 years old. He was like, "This is whack. I'm already working. My life sucks."
13, damn.
So he became a fighter at 13. It was crazy.
Francis grew up literally.
Francis grew up in the fucking sand mine.
He just posted something today, so show awareness to that post. I just can't show it on here because it's so graphic.
And then Charles Oliveira came from the favelas in fucking Brazil.
One of the hardest places to even make it past 18 years old without getting shot.
I think Izzy was not really like broke or nothing. He got bullied, but fucking.
No, Izzy. I know that Izzy's like he had some problems like with his parents. He's like, I just want to fight, and his parents were like, No, go to school, blah blah.
Yeah, so all these greats here always had like some crazy. It's their
when you
have nothing else to do, you become a fighter. That's what they say, and it's true.
Even Yuri. Yuri couldn't have been that freaking wealthy in Czechoslovakia.
It's because when you're like those guys, when they go out there and fight, someone like McGregor, he's got all this money in the world. Like he just goes out there and fight for the love of the sport. When Charles Oliveira goes out there, Francis Ngannou, in the back of their mind, what they're thinking is their life before. I came from UFC. Nothing. They're like, oh my god.
Now I'm selling out arenas.
Like both of them went to bed hungry, didn't even get to live their life. Really, they thought they were going to go nowhere. Struggled to get to the U.S. and all this and that, and then now they're fighters. And so when they get to think of that before a fight, that's way more motivating than
And the Michael Chandler story.
Yeah, like Michael Chandler.
A wrestling project out of frickin' D1.
Wrestled his whole life. Probably had rich parents.
It's like,
got him into good college.
This dude walked barefoot for the first 14 years of his life.
That's why I find more impressive.
You think he's going to be phased by that octagon?
People who always have a later start in the UFC impress me. Like, you hear about John Jones. John Jones fought his whole life. Or no, John Jones is the youngest UFC champion, but he still fought his whole life. And just genetics are crazy. His brother's in the NFL. Like, that family's just nuts. But, like, someone like Alex Pereira or, like, Jaron Cannonier, these motherfuckers didn't start training until they were, like, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah.
And they're all,
That's
like,
crazy how people get
insane.
it that quick. And I think even,
Like McGregor, even 13 is kind of a late start, right? You hear, like, boxers, like...
Since 8 years old, training with their dad in the gym.
I mean, was telling me how he got beat up by, like, a 14-year-old boxer after... And I was been boxing for, like, 10 years. And he's saying, like, kids are, like, insane now. And, like, you have all these fighters that started so late and are just...
Damn.
Insane out there.
Dude, speaking of fighters starting late, I just kind of want to bring up Jake Paul for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, Tommy Fury was denied from entering our country. Jake Paul says that's cap. Come to the embassy right now.
I'll give you my prediction on that. But
basically, Tommy, something falls through. Jake Paul makes this video that's I'm like, damn, this is probably the best call-out video Jake Paul has ever made. The one I sent to the group chat.
I think that's true.
I mean, it was just like, damn, he is really laying down the law. Should we just react to it, maybe?
Here's my thing. I don't think that Tommy Fury is scared to fight Jake Paul. I think he's scared to talk to Jake Paul and do press conferences and go back and forth
maybe,
on Twitter.
yeah.
I think Tommy Fury is going to show up for the fight. I think he's going to try and deny entry to every press conference. Maybe he'll do the one in the UK where he knows no matter what he says, they'll support him. But I don't think Tommy Fury is scared to fight Jake Paul. But he knows that Jake Paul has all the hype to him. Jake Paul is the better trash talker. Tommy Fury sounds like an idiot, right? Like, he's nothing like his brother.
He's like, guys,
like people. Jake Paul said it's kind of like a funny thing to say. That, like, oh, his brother and dad carried the last press conference, but it's true. Tommy Fury didn't say anything. I think he's bad at promoting the fight, so he's kind of trying to dodge that. I do not think he's scared to go in there and fight Jake Paul. That's my thing.
Should we react to the call out real quick?
Let's watch it.
This was probably one of my favorite Jake Paul videos I've ever seen, guys.
Update. We've spoken to Tommy Fury's lawyers. They are all advising him to just go to the embassy to get his visa. That's all he has to do. But Tommy is showing no urgency. He hasn't gone yet. He's not communicating with us on what he's doing. Is this another case of Tommy fumbles, just being scared to fight me? I think that's what it is. I think the Fury family is trying to manipulate something here to make me fight in the UK. Okay, you want me to fight in the UK? Show me $15 million. Okay, because here in America, we do more pay-per-view buys.
Facts.
We do more ticket sales.
Facts.
And we do more sponsorship.
Facts.
No, you know
I've shown you the money. We're ready to go. MSG, August 6th. Tommy, you're going to miss out on the biggest payday of your life? Because you want me to come to the UK? Like I said, I'll come there. Just show me the money. But y'all can't do that. Y'all don't have $15 million. This is embarrassing. Go to the embassy, get your visa, and let's make this fight happen. Stop ducking me and stop wasting my time. Update.
Yeah, so I think Jake Paul there...
Damn. He just was talking his
shit. Jake Paul's obviously worried about his fight being lost, but I really don't think Tommy Fury... I think Tommy Fury showing up to the fight. I just don't think he wants to talk with Jake Paul.
Should we react to Tommy Fury's opponents? Who he's beating?
He's beating people just as good as Jake Paul. He's the
first
guy was bad.
So that's why I'm thinking if Jake Paul wins, they're still going to be like, look at Tommy's record, bro. He was never
the record, but you can't argue that no matter what. Every single boxer that Tommy Fury fought was a better boxer than anyone that.
Do you want to see the funniest thing I saw though?
It's just a simple fact. I could train boxing for 3 years and be better than anyone that Jake Paul has fought. I get he beat a Hall of Fame UFC champion, but that is just not the case. He was a boxer with 6 months of experience. Yes. Nate Robinson was a boxer with 6 months of experience. Ben Askren was out of shape as fuck. Two-time gold medalist, Olympic champion.
Olympic wrestler. Keep in mind, wrestler.
What did he have? What did he have? 6 months of boxing. If I get 6 months of boxing, I would probably lose against Tyron Woodley. But if I had 3 years in boxing, I could put up a fight against anyone that Jake Paul's fought. Now, you could say the same thing about Tommy Fury's opponents. The first guy's like 10 and 112.
Yes, that's what I wanted to point out. That's the only reason I went on the topic of Jake Paul, just to point that out.
But mind you, the only thing you can't say about records, which I know it's a completely different sport, but if you look at Khabib's first 10 opponents, they're worse than Tommy Fury's first 10 opponents. So
100 losses though, that's just insane to me. I'm sorry, guys. That's the only reason I went on the topic of Jake Paul.
That was like 0 and like 50, like in MMA, bro. That's horrible.
We didn't even have to react to that video. I just wanted to see that.
And then,
he literally fought someone with 100 losses.
But the most recent boxer he fought was 10 and 0.
True, which we saw live. We were there.
Which, if you see the way Tommy Fury fights, he talks more like, oh, I'm gonna knock your spark out. No, Tommy Fury is gonna fight Jake Paul. He always fought every opponent, and he's gonna use his big ass body, and he's just gonna outbox him simply. I don't think he's scared to fight, but
facts.
he's scared to
Speaking
talk.
of, just like scared to fight, Jorge and Conor. Have you seen that?
Jorge needs to shut his mouth.
Have you seen what Jorge just said?
Jorge needs to be quiet.
Jorge said, basically, that Conor McGregor, he's not going to take the fight because he knows what the result is going to be.
Yeah, that's what Jorge said his last 3 fights.
And one thing that was like facts is like, damn, that's really facts. Only thing that Jorge has ever spit facts in his life. He said, Conor isn't motivated by money anymore. It's for the love of the fight game. You know what I mean? Like, he has all the money in the world. He doesn't need it. Like, the payday for a fight will not be the motivating factor of that.
I think Conor's only interested in fighting for titles, and Jorge
Exactly.
as well is a huge setback.
Exactly.
You're not. He's the
Exactly. So, Jorge, that was honestly, like, the only facts you spit in your life.
No, it was not really fact. It's facts. That statement at the
Yeah,
very
that
end.
statement.
What's not
That
facts
was
is
facts.
him saying Conor's scared. Conor will fight anyone.
Yeah.
Conor fought Khabib Nurmagomedov after taking a 3-year layoff, and fought Floyd Mayweather.
He was drunk during the fight.
And never
allegedly.
really trained, and threw a dolly, and this was like when he was just going through like, you know, he was at his peak, right? He was doing all the, he's
Peak
probably,
McGregor.
he was coked up, he was doing all this, like, he had all the money in the world, probably cheating on his wife. There's like a video of a girl recording Conor McGregor in bed sleeping. It's hilarious. It's definitely a TikTok. It's Conor just sleeping. It's some ugly, it's like a 5. It's literally like a 5. And, you know, Conor was at his peak, came back, and just fought Khabib. Like, just with no ifs, ands, or buts, didn't deny, like, didn't try and pick a fight as, you know, the highest fighter at the time. Which, fun fact, Khabib had like 700,000 followers on Instagram before Conor. Now he's at like 40 million. Okay, Conor made
40 million?
Khabib. Conor made Khabib.
Damn, 40 million's a lot. We'll get there one day on our Instagram. Go in the link to the description.
So, like, for Jorge to say Conor's scared after Conor went and fought Khabib after 3 years, that's the scariest fight of Conor's life.
Dude, and Conor going to boxing. If you're an MMA fighter, you have some balls for going
There
to
you
a whole
go.
ass different
He
sport.
he went and tried to take Floyd's donut.
Exactly. I don't see you doing that, Jorge. Mr. Street Fighter.
And Jorge,
Fight Floyd.
I like how he
You're
talks,
that
but like
tough.
he knocked out Nate Diaz in a doctor stoppage. Didn't even knock him out. Knocked out Ben Askren, and who else was it? Darren Till.
You talking about Jorge?
Yeah, Darren Till, the knockout was nice. That should have been Darren Till's fight. Darren Till was undefeated, fighting in Liverpool, in front of his hometown. Came out to Sweet Caroline, was hype as hell, got knocked out.
What was the thing with Ben Askren? He's just too old?
Ben Askren was a shitter. That was the luckiest knockout.
Like, why were they even fighting?
Ben Askren got traded to the UFC. They traded Mighty Mouse.
What?
Mighty Mouse didn't sell pay-per-views. Ben Askren did,
Wow.
and Mighty Mouse was like the GOAT at the time.
Damn.
Like, literally, John Jones was number
I honestly didn't know that.
John Jones was number 1, Mighty Mouse was number 2, and Conor was like number 3 or 4, and Jose Aldo was either 3rd or 4th. Conor was at one point the fucking 3rd pound for Conor ranking. The times were crazy back then, but they traded Mighty Mouse for Ben Askren, and then that's when Mighty Mouse was fighting ONE FC, which is their thing. You know they do like seasons. It's like weird. They do like playoffs,
Yeah, like playoffs, seasons.
which I don't know how.
Which is kind of weird.
I mean, I guess it works. It's like the
Maybe
same thing as
maybe
UFC.
one day we'll start up a PFL podcast.
It's literally the same
or
thing as the
something.
UFC if you think about it. It's just not. The UFC doesn't say it's considered a playoff. Like, for example, like an
True.
interim title fight would be a playoff. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Like, technically.
I mean, even just like every fight, if you're ranked, is damn near a playoff.
But yeah, that
You know what I mean?
that Jorge video is crazy. Like,
I know, he was speaking reckless that day.
Conor's not scared of anyone. Proven fact.
Yeah, so I don't know if. Do you play UFC 4 at all? Because they just added.
I've been playing it since they added Patty the Batty.
Yep, they just added Patty the Batty.
We're about to check them out, actually.
Yeah, we're going to do a live reaction to Patty the Batty in UFC 4. And do you want to know what happened to me on Instagram when I posted that, right?
What?
So, if you guys don't follow us on Instagram, go check us out. But I posted basically that, let's see. So, Patty Pimblett added UFC 4. I said, Patty the Batty Pimblett's now in UFC 4. Do you agree with his ratings? And then I posted a little clip. I saw this on Twitter by Liam Healy. He posted Francis knocking out Patty in UFC 4. And then this, his ratings reveal. So he's a 3.5 star fighter in the game. Grappling 4 stars. Striking 3.5 stars. And then this. Casual racism 5 stars. I didn't even notice that when I posted it. I was like, oh word, EA's official thing. I'll put it in here. Then this thing popped off. 229 comments of people like casual racism LOL. Casual racism LOL. This clip is so funny. This is the best Instagram account I've ever followed. I was like, so thanks for all the love, guys, for real on that post. But yeah, we're gonna check out
Why
Patty the
does it
Batty.
say casual racism?
I don't know. Because someone was like, he was racist to Muslims.
Did you know that's UFC's?
You messed with the new thumbnail?
Yeah, that was fire. The outline.
Yeah, I was always trying to do that my whole life. I never had to do it. Why not?
Guys, what we're going to do here is we're going to show you Paddy the Baddy, and then we're going to cut to me knocking someone out with Paddy the Baddy.
No, we're going to cut to Paddy the Baddy getting knocked out by that one dude who twerks.
I'm a scouser. I'm not getting knocked out.
You know, the one dude who twerks? This is our first exclusive Paddy the Baddy in UFC 4 gameplay. I'm just going to move this over.
Let's see what he sounds like.
Alright, let's see what his emotes are, guys.
Facts. There's a stem in my headphones.
Alright, so Rafael Dos Anjos versus Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. This could actually be a fight in the future, guys.
Oh, what is that?
He's a scouser. He's a scouser.
Classic.
Look at the scouser. Look at the scouser go.
Oh, I love that.
Is there game chat in this?
Those are brand new. No one else has these.
What?
Oh, well, those two emotes. This one right here.
Bring it on.
And this one.
He said, bring it on. Oh, Paddy just got punched. Guys, I'm going to test out my commentating skills, alright? They are just brawling right now.
Oh, Paddy's stunned.
Raphael gets the
Paddy's
combo in. Paddy the Baddy is stunned. Raphael just keeps landing the shots. Paddy tries to recover, but he gets hit with a straight left. Kick to the head. Oh, kick to the body. That hurt the liver. That hurt the liver. Oh, Paddy found this unspoken energy. Uppercut by Paddy. Shut up.
Oh.
Didn't
Oh.
see you do a post about McGregor being racist for abusing Khabib's religion and culture, though? What's the real reason you don't like Paddy? Someone commented that.
That's a psychopath.
I was like, bro, I didn't make that. EA did.
I don't think EA made that, right? Sorry. I did.
Maybe I shouldn't have posted that. It's funny, though. One day we should bring in the camera and be like exposing casuals.
I think I'm what a casual was before Conor McGregor. Now that Conor McGregor became a fighter, the casuals are insanely retarded.
I think if, like, not saying if you have a podcast, you're a casual, but if you have 19 episodes of an MMA podcast and have over 200 posts on an Instagram for MMA and you have over 400 TikToks, maybe 1,000 combined, 1,000 total TikTok reels combined, I think that separates you from the casual.
No,
I mean, you can still comment it all you want. It's not going to phase me.
I'd say we're not.
Alright, so what's after casual?
No,
I think we're one more after that.
There's just the casual. I'm telling you, we're what a casual should be. The casuals now are just retarded.
Yeah, we're just like fans. Like, we know the fighters. It's not like we're like, yo. Because
Like, I consider myself a
we've been
casual
watching,
until I hear what some people
at least
say.
me, I've been watching this for like a year and a half straight, just about. And it's finally getting to the point where I'm like starting to see people I know, actually. You know what I mean? Because, like, if you just randomly start watching UFC.
The first fight I ever saw was Conor versus Khabib.
Really?
Yeah.
First fight I ever saw was Conor versus Dustin, too.
Well, like, I saw, like...
Well, not the first fight, but the first card.
Yeah, the first card I bought was Conor versus Khabib. And it was...
First card I bought was Conor versus Dustin, too.
Me, Cody, Lucas, and Conor were at Addison. And Conor was hyping it up. Because Conor got me into it. And I was like, yeah, sir. And I was like, let's go.
So, Sully, we would not
like,
be sitting here right
now. It
now.
was like 8:30. We're like, dude, the fight's probably on. So we all went home. And then Conor's getting choked out. And this motherfucker must have been like a minute ahead of me. He calls me. It was Conor lost. He was so sad. Conor Sullivan was so
Wait, so
pissed.
Conor was a Conor fan?
Yeah, Conor was a Conor fan. I was a Conor fan. Me and Cody.
Should we interview Conor right now?
We're sitting there hype as hell watching the Khabib Conor fight. As I'm watching Conor about to get choked out, fucking Conor calls me and tells me he tapped out, and then 2 seconds later he tapped.
Damn, so...
And then Khabib the Eagle flew over the cage.
Shout out to Sully. We may have never even been in this chair right now if you never showed this dude Khabib versus Conor McGregor. I feel like we still.
No, we were talking about. I forgot what fight Conor was talking about. Some gay ass fighter, the BJ Penn versus something, and I was like.
That's way ahead of my time, guys.
I was like, let me see what he looks like. I was like, dude, this guy's not a good fighter. He's like, dude, that's my dad's favorite fighter. And I was like, Conor McGregor, because. Because I remember when I was watching the Conor versus Floyd fight, I was rooting for Floyd. That's crazy to me.
Really?
Yeah, and
damn, now you're wearing his shirt, dude. You switched up.
I was watching it with Sajjad on PlayStation. We're like illegally watching it. And Sajjad's over here rooting for Conor. And I'm pissed over here. I'm like, dude, you can't.
Damn,
Floyd
dude.
can't lose. So I was really, and I wasn't a Conor hater. I liked Conor in the UFC, but I didn't want Floyd to lose his donut. That's how I saw it.
That's kind of respectable, though. Yeah, but I think one last thing I want to touch on is called the Drake curse. So if you guys don't know Drake, he just released an album. He's a musician. He basically placed a $1 million bet on Israel Adesanya. And the thing with the Drake curse is usually it's been a common thing that every time Drake roots for a team, bets on a fighter, bets on a player, blah, 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 blah. Goes on Venus Williams, people like that. She's like, never lost. The only time Drake's like, yeah, let's go. She loses. It's like, so that's like kind of the only like reason why I'm like, damn, is the Drake curse dead ass real? Or I guess we're gonna find out tonight. So I'm gonna end it off with that. Is the Drake curse real? You guys will be knowing when you watch this because the fight will already obviously be over.
I'm gonna say no because
I'm gonna say no as well.
I'm gonna say.
Drake, but if he does lose, I'm gonna
say Drake's a brick for betting that money on Masvidal and then betting money on Gaethje. Like. Gaethje versus Oliveira was not a fight to bet on, and Jorge Masvidal was not the one to bet on.
Exactly, dude.
The fucking what fight was that?
This is Drake's first.
No. It was Jorge
bet.
versus Colby. That one was actually low key a toss up, but Jorge in his last.
He just did it because it was his brother.
Jorge looked in his last few fights sloppy anyway. I actually fucks with Drake heavy because he always fucks with like fighters that I fuck with. For example, like the fucking Warriors. He loved the Warriors when they had their little run. What's called the fucking,
Toronto when they won.
Who does he like? Who does he like? The best shit talker, or not one of the best, one of the biggest draws in the UFC. Fucks with Jorge. What does he fuck with? Conor McGregor. He was at the Khabib weigh-in with him, and like shit like that. Like
that's part of the Drake curse.
Exactly, but that's why I fuck with Drake. You know, he's always rocking with like this.
And he makes dope ass music too. Drake is just a legend. So yeah, we'll end off with that.
Funniest Drake clip of all time. He said he doesn't have to YK Osiris or whatever 60 bands if he's saying the song.
Was Conor just saying that in your ear all night?
Yeah. No. Because have you seen the freestyle on TikTok where the guy's like, it's like the white little baby? He goes, run at the city, you know that we turn.
I roll with a boss, you get caught with a burner. That song, Lil Manja?
Yeah, I got that.
You were singing that all night?
All night.
Did you really? I'm playing that as soon as I see him.
I swear to God,
it's not a bad song.
It took so long for me to like learn the first 3 lines because at first I was saying the most random shit on the mic because I heard it. I was just on TikTok. We were playing poker.
It's not bad.
I heard it and then I started going, run at the city, you know that way, burn it, turn it, and I'm like, run at the city. I was like, I have to figure out what the first 2 bars are.
Run at the city, you know that we turn up. I roll with a boss, you get caught with a burner. She don't want to crib, but she cannot come over. I don't know. Pull up in the SRT and or some shit. But yeah, guys.
Black, but I'm white. Something like that. I don't know why he says that.
Guys, we're going to head out to UFC 276. We're going down to Dave & Buster's tonight.
Fuck yeah.
America. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed episode 19, drop a like. Peace.